So last night, Sophie Cunningham actually responded to, the Kiki area fan takedown.
The crowd fell completely silent when Mystics rookie Kiki Iriafen forcefully shoved Sophie Cunningham to the ground in what should have been a typical preseason matchup. What followed left everyone stunned. Sophie quickly sprang up, got in Kiki's face, and said something so intense it had to be censored live. Even veteran Dewana Bonner ran over to stand up for her teammate. But the real drama didn't stop there. A few hours later, just as the dust seemed to settle, Sophie dropped an Instagram post that lit up the entire basketball community.
Sophie Cunningham responded right here with an Instagram story about it, and these two teams do not like each other. They do not like each other.
But before we dive into the social media drama, let's rewind things a bit and take a closer look at the now infamous shove.
Shot too strong there from Olsen. Cunningham pulled down and here's that feistiness. There you go. He is fierce game. And I know it wasn't announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't play until right before. This is a preseason game where Clark is not available.
A rookie seriously knocked a veteran to the floor in that Fever versus Mystics preseason clash. That was straight up blatant disrespect for everyone to see. Let me explain what unfolded. Kiki Iriafen, the Mystics' young rookie, aggressively shoved Sophie Cunningham mid-game. Although it wasn't a high-stakes match, Kiki clearly saw it as her chance to send a strong message and stamp her presence.
Right there, you can see Sophie telling her after that flagrant, "You don't mother effing do that. You don't mother effing do that."
Sophie's response showed just how serious this moment was. She leapt to her feet instantly and screamed in Kiki's face, "You don't mother effing do that." Her anger was totally warranted. Veterans earn their place with years of grit and hard work. Just like military veterans expect basic respect from rookies. That hierarchy matters, even in preseason. But what made this worse was Kiki's response. She actually smirked after pushing Sophie. That wasn't competitive drive. It was clear provocation, suggesting what kind of league image she wants to build.
And that's Kiki Iriafen, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done. I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA. It is. A ton of reaction. The smiles afterward, let's get negative.
Things escalated fast when Dewana Bonner stepped up and squared off with Brittany Sykes. Bonner's involvement showed the Fever's team chemistry, shifting the moment from a player fight into a full team standoff. Her instant support for Sophie reflected the unspoken rule among teammates. Disrespect one, answer to all. Watching the replay confirms this had nothing to do with basketball mechanics. No screens, no positioning. Kiki just shoved Sophie down, for no gameplay reason whatsoever.
Yelling while Kiki's laughing in her face. Never seen a rook have a vet so rattled. Yeah, let's celebrate violence. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
The internet blew up instantly after the incident. Fans blasted the Mystics for taking cheap shots at veteran players, expressing frustration that antics like this pull attention from the elite talent these women bring every night and redirect it toward needless controversy. While Coach Stephanie White tried calming things down, Sophie's look said everything. She wasn't waiting on a coach's help. Her eyes made it crystal clear. This moment would be remembered. This wasn't just some random scuffle in a throwaway preseason match. It sparked what's sure to evolve into a heated WNBA rivalry. Every matchup ahead will carry this tension forward.
It's going to lead to a heated rivalry game. It's going to be leading to that on the 28th of May. We are still in the month of May. We get to watch these two.
After that shocking shove, did you really think Sophie would let it go? Not a chance. She jumped on Instagram like the pro she is and posted something that instantly got people talking. Instead of ranting or filing complaints with the league, she delivered the ultimate clapback, proving exactly why she's lasted in this league. At the peak of all that tension, Sophie answered with total control. Her exact Instagram story read, "I'm just a girl, and I only play WWE with my sister. So chill." This sharp reply made it clear Kiki's move was weak theatrics that didn't shake her in the least.
Yeah, this was the response. "I'm just a girl, but I only play WWE with my sister, so chill." And obviously while posting a clip of that.
She made that post with such calm humor that it made Kiki's forceful shove look downright ridiculous in comparison. Sophie's genius is how she turned wit into her defense. She never looked rattled. She showed the kind of mental poise only veterans have, playing chess while Kiki's busy with checkers. Her WWE comment cleverly rebranded the moment as scripted wrestling, not a real basketball battle, subtly calling out the fakery without outright aggression. The low-key tone actually hit harder than any loud insult. And here's what seals it. Sophie's no stranger to combat. She earned a Taekwondo black belt at 6 years old. Kiki picked the worst person to mess with.
She earned a black belt in Taekwondo at 6 years old. You can earn a black belt at 6 years old? I mean, fair.
That martial arts experience gives her "so chill" message a whole new meaning. It changes from just brushing things off to a quiet signal from someone who truly knows how to fight. Like a skilled fighter who knows exactly when not to strike, Sophie's message was clear. "I could easily respond to this, but frankly, you're not worth it."
Like there are like 5-minute long compilations of Sophie Cunningham starting fights. Like, do we not remember what Sophie Cunningham did last year to Indiana? They literally, I'm not joking when I say this, she walked into an Indiana huddle, threw a blind elbow and walked out.
Her Instagram reply worked like a masterful counterattack, a precision strike delivered through social media. She took what could have been an ugly blow-up and flipped it into a power move that boosted her image and sent a message loud and clear to both the Mystics and everyone watching across the WNBA.
I think she's probably thinking, you know what, let's get the heat off our number 22. When these other teams last year, when they were trying to punk Caitlyn, you know what, let's piss off these players enough that instead of them trying to go off Caitlyn, get her off her game, they go for me. And that's one of the things with Sophie Cunningham, with those type of players, that people don't realize just how important that they are, and just how big they can be for a team. And you can see again in the response, like, she's posting the video. If she didn't want to smoke, she would not be posting anything. She would.
The real win in this situation lies in Sophie's approach to handling conflict. Instead of letting anger take over or pushing for Kiki to be penalized, she responded with poise and humor, sending a clear message to her opponent while keeping her composure. Between the lines, Sophie communicated strength, fearlessness, and a sharp memory, without saying a word about it. This moment has upped the stakes for the next Fever vs. Mystics game, turning it into a must-watch event. Everyone will be tuned in to see what happens when Sophie and Kiki meet again on the court. This is exactly why the WNBA is gaining more attention. The personalities, rivalries, and drama off the court make the game even more exciting.
Look, so the more people are trying to fight Sophie Cunningham, the better Sophie Cunningham is going to play. And you can tell with everything on social media, like, people are saying almost she was more Rodman, like instigator, than she is like enforcer. That's fine.
Sophie answered the disrespect with a dominant 21-point performance against the Mystics, hitting 6 of 11 shots, grabbing 8 rebounds, and contributing 2 assists. She got her revenge where it counts the most, on the scoreboard. Her performance wasn't just about individual success, it was also part of a brilliant team strategy. She's making herself the team's villain, drawing attention and pressure away from Caitlin Clark. While everyone's focused on Sophie and her rivalry, the spotlight shifts from their rookie star. Sophie is subtly saying, "Focus on me instead."
Cue Sophie Cunningham. She came away with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. She was the difference maker to their comeback starting in the second quarter.
The Mystics have made it a habit of targeting the Fever, using physical tactics against Caitlin last season. It's becoming their signature approach when facing Indiana. Sophie stepping in as a protective shield shows her leadership, making it clear, if you want to play rough, come after me, not the rookie. This is the role of veterans, to guard their younger stars from unnecessary pressure and physical play.
Because Bonner, and Sophie herself are not going to tolerate that. That was the entire premise, that they're not going to tolerate some of the stuff that
As the team's enforcer, Sophie uses her experience to great effect. With years in the league, she understands how opponents try to intimidate rookie superstars physically. Like a seasoned bodyguard, she positions herself between Caitlin and those intimidation tactics, absorbing the hits that might otherwise distract the team's main talent. Coach Stephanie White recognized Sophie's value after the game, praising not only her scoring but her toughness. Veterans like Sophie teach rookies how to face physical challenges without losing sight of the ultimate goal, winning.
Oh my gosh, Sophie's a dog. She just is, she's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely an X factor.
The first quarter looked grim for the Fever, trailing 24-13 and seemingly out of the game. Their defense faltered and their offense ground to a halt. Then Sophie came in, changing the game's energy with her fierce intensity and communication, going toe-to-toe with the Mystics' physically dominating lineup. With Caitlin Clark on the bench, due to a minor injury, the Fever needed someone to step up. Sophie took on that role without hesitation, standing strong against a packed Mystics team featuring Sutton, Kiki, and Brittany Sykes, showing no fear. Veterans know how to keep their cool when faced with challenges.
But listen, the Mystics had a ton of picks in the WNBA draft. They got a lot of high picks. They got Kiki Iriafen. They got Sonia Citron. She started today, Sonia Citron, and Sonia Citron looked good. There were a few things where I was like, okay, she's just getting her feet wet. She's still getting her footing in the WNBA. But overall, she was solid, like impressive.
Kelsey Mitchell highlighted in interviews how critical communication became with Caitlin sidelined, noting that even though Clark wasn't on the floor, her leadership and voice still played an essential role during key moments. However, Sophie set the tone on the court, not just by talking, but by playing with intensity and refusing to back down.
I think it comes from everybody. Even like with Caitlin being out today, her PG leadership was vital. Down the stretch when we were losing, we heard her voice, we heard how in tune that she was. And so I think over the course of time, it'll be kind of like you don't have to even think about the communication part. But I think right now for us to get through these games, communication is heavy. Even from the ones that's not playing or what you still have it.
Sophie's value goes beyond scoring points. She forms a protective shield around the team's star players. Every team with a rookie superstar benefits from having someone who can take on physical challenges, absorb the pressure, and guide younger players through tough moments. With the regular season rematch against the Mystics coming up, Sophie has strategically placed herself in the spotlight. The next game will shine a light on the rivalry between Sophie and Kiki, shifting the focus from Caitlin Clark to them, just as planned. By drawing attention to herself, Sophie alleviates pressure on her teammates while delivering a clear message. The Fever won't be intimidated.
I guess. But we can say this. I told you guys, Sophie Cunningham was going to be something for this team. She showed it today. And it's amazing. You go in and ball out against these chicks in the WNBA, they get mad and they get their feelings hurt. They get butt hurt. And so instead of turning to basketball and defense, nah.
Sophie Cunningham turned a simple preseason shove into the perfect setup for a fierce rivalry. This incident marks the start of something big. By embracing the villain role and backing it up with 21 points, Sophie made it clear what she's all about. She's protecting her teammates while putting the whole WNBA on alert. The rematch between the Fever and Mystics on May 28th is must-watch. Basketball. These teams are ready for war. Will Sophie keep defending her team with the same aggression, or will new tensions rise between these emerging rivals?